Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Boulevard Bullies versus the World, episode 500. And we're doing this episode in honor this week of Christopher Daniels, 85-year-old Christopher Daniels and his rotting eye.
Rotten eye.
I'm joined, of course, today by my co-host, as usual, Brian, Bad Take Bry, the One Punch merch guy. And ringside Sean in the house. We were having a good conversation the last 5 minutes. We talked about a lot of good stuff. We talked about a lot of merch.
Yep.
Talked about just, I already forgot. And that's basically what today's show is about. The show that I just watched, AEW Dynamite, just finished 5 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. And I just did a show over on Twitch, the Toxic Tweet Along, where we review what people are tweeting while we watch the show together. So I just watched it, and it took me a second to realize what the first match was, but I think I'm ready.
You ready for it?
Did you guys watch it?
I did.
I didn't turn it on until the Moxley match was like in the middle, and he was already bleeding out of his head.
So I started. It was an 8-man tag. It was Orange Cassidy.
Wait, whoa! We're testing Pat's memory here.
No, I knew that. Sean didn't bail me out. What was it?
It was Orange. It was Billy. Well, Daddy Ass, and the Acclaim taking on Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, Sanjay Dutt's a maniac.
Yeah, with a pencil. Is that pencil like glued to the side of his head?
You think for this match, maybe he did put the glue on it? Usually he does it like a razor toothpick. He does like he'll have a pencil. He'll throw the pencil or break the pencil. Then he'll have another pencil.
Yeah, it's quite obnoxious now, the fact that it stays up that long.
What's up, Larry Legend in the chat? Shout out, Larry.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Yo,
what's going on?
Yeah, Satnam Singh's a maniac. He's just a ball of energy, And then the other guy, I'm sorry, Sanjay Dutt is a maniac. Satnam Singh is a maniac in a completely different way.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to make of it. It was basically like a comedy match. It was like, hey, we're going to start off with a little funsies. Orange Cassidy got to square off with the 7-foot-tall basketball player. And then the whole match was about Sanjay Dutt trying to avoid the contact. Mm-hmm. And he had like the weirdest wrestling clothes on of all time.
Yeah.
It was like
quite the attire.
Yeah, he had like IRS top wrestling Sanjay Dutt bottoms. It's just odd. Very, very odd. And then eventually he got his balls kicked.
Yeah.
I feel Billy Gunn looks insane.
Yeah.
Like he's like in such good shape, and he stands next to like these younger guys, and like
puts them to shame.
He makes them like not look like wrestlers.
He makes them look small, dude, like puny humans.
And Billy Gunn is to his defense. He's like always been that big too. Like even back in
he's
the
a huge man.
Huge man. He's awesome. I love
him and Jeff Jarrett in the ring together for the first time in quite some.
He's in good shape too.
Years.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett is good. I like Jeff Jarrett.
He's an insane
surprised to actually see him in the ring today. His dad passed away yesterday.
Right, so his dad died 2 days ago, or like yesterday. Jerry Jarrett died, and then not only was he wrestling, he was like still a heel.
Yeah, like still such a badass.
There was no like sympathy. There wasn't any like applause.
When something detrimental happens, they say that you should like do what you love to take your mind off of those things.
I agree.
I think it's more like these wrestlers are psychotic and they have to do it. No, that's not true though, because Brett Favre's dad died and he like played on Monday and threw like 4 touchdowns. Like, this one's for you, Dad.
Right. That's like when Khabib fought his last fight and his dad died.
Speaking of dads, not to jump ahead, but did you guys watch this Wardlow promo?
I can't even watch his fucking hair.
How about JR? He goes, oh, that's nice.
That's cool. That's cool.
Well, that's cool. Well, that's nice.
I love JR.
He looks like a bird with short hair.
Bro, I was eating my food and I'm like, this is not happening right now. This is not a Sunday night heat. Let's throw him in there. This is 99 again. let's give the kid a promo to cut on MTV. He starts talking about his dad, how his dad,
Well, it
went
was
on
such a
with life,
long-winded
back,
story.
he's back in the picture. Now he's down.
Right.
He's passed away. JR's like, really? That's nice.
Well, because the thing was, he actually got to watch me on my first indie show, and JR was like, "Wow, that's cool."
Well, that's cool.
And
I put my fork down, and I was like, "This is not happening right now. This is not being aired."
And then Wardlow like turns to the camera, starts completely ignoring JR, and just starts yelling about Samoa Joe. Anyway, so for those of you watching at home, basically the situation was that like, the last time we saw Wardlow on TV, he was getting his hair cut by Samoa Joe. So the story is that like, yeah, hey, when me and Samoa Joe were on the road together, we shared a lot of personal stories. And one of them is that, I didn't really know my father growing up. And when we finally reconnected, he had stage 4 cancer. So our time together was very limited. And he actually died. So after seeing how cancer took his hair from him, I decided to grow out my hair and my beard. So when Joe cut my hair, that really like meant something, really like he was being like a real piece of crap. That's kind of an awesome story, right?
That makes it pretty good, yeah.
But I like that, like theoretically, but even me saying it just then, it was kind of a little long-winded, But
sometimes you have to get points across. You have to like tell a story.
Yeah, but Wardlow took like 5 minutes, and he's like,
because he sucks. He sucks.
He's talking about his dad, and he's talking about and it's just like, yeah, and he looks like a nerd with short hair.
Oh, the short hair. It's good. It's good because he didn't do it on purpose. Like, it wasn't his choice to cut his hair and make it look shitty.
Right. And it's like, and I saw on Twitter, somebody goes, it's probably my favorite tweet of the night. They go, wow, Wardlow can never grow his hair out again. Samoa Joe took that from him.
It's written in the contract. He cannot grow the hair.
He's been off of TV for how long? He could still have a beard. He could have grown his beard back.
How the fuck did Elias grow his shit back so fast?
Some people just like...
That was movie magic with Elias. I think that like...
You think so?
He had like a completely... I mean, it was just his beard. He didn't cut his hair. He had like shorter hair, but it was still like long, shorter hair, He didn't like buzz his head.
Why are you bringing up Elias?
Because we're talking about fucking hair growing fast.
What the fuck?
What you bring?
Did you see the photo this week of like that Elias is still in a coma? Did you see this?
You mean Ezekiel?
Right. I'm sorry, Zeke.
Sorry. I should have said Ezekiel, but I said
Ezekiel is still in a coma, and there was a picture of all of Elias's family at the bedside, and they all look like Elias. It looked like
that's so funny.
Looked like the Nutty Professor, It's like
I thought they would have brought him back for the Rumble. That would have been funny.
That would have been dope. Elias comes out, he gets eliminated, shaves real quick, comes out as Ezekiel. That would have been fucking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah. But then he has to go away for a long time again.
Right.
Not anyone misses him.
Also, speaking of WWE, did you see that they did another Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio adventure, holiday adventure? Brian, did you see this?
Holiday?
I really hope you didn't see it because I want to tell you about it. So basically, Dom and Rhea are going out to dinner for Valentine's Day. Going to a really fancy restaurant. He goes, hey, 2 for Mysterio. And the woman's like, what are you talking about? There's already a Mysterio.
Ray Mysterio.
And it wasn't even like Ray took the reservations. It was just like a mix-up.
Right.
It was just a crazy mix-up. Yeah. So.
Do they start fighting in the restaurant?
I didn't even watch it that long, but Dom did say, "Bring me your finest bottle of champagne and your finest chicken nuggets." And at the very start of the clip, when they're first walking up to the restaurant, he's explaining to Rhea Ripley about how in prison he made wine in the toilet.
No.
Yes,
was this on SmackDown?
Raw.
No, it was like just for internet only.
Oh, it was like a YouTube. It was like a YouTube.
was like,
Mommy,
I didn't see
when
this.
I was locked up, mommy, I had
That's
to
so
make
funny.
wine for everybody.
Yeah, you made wine in the toilet, and she was like, "Okay, all right, I get it. You made wine in the toilet, but we're gonna get nice wine tonight." It was very, very, very funny.
I love that.
Yeah, really, really like that. Howdy, Adam.
Uh,
Howdy, Jedi Joe. Shout out. Thanks for joining us. It's a late night AEW review. So I'm going to tell you about this 8-man tag, Brian, since you missed it.
Tell me about it. I missed
See, this is
man.
why I enjoy wrestling. I enjoy explaining wrestling, like to people. And
Yeah,
you know
tell
what
me
would
the
be
story.
even better if you just didn't even follow wrestling, because it's so much funnier to explain
Like Bald
wrestling.
Steve. Like Bald Steve.
Yeah, I really like explaining.
Edge is gonna win.
Edge. It's always
Edge.
It's always Edge. It's like Shawn Michaels comes out, and it's just like your like aunt is home, and she's like, "Who's this? The male hooker?" It's like, yeah, I guess so. I guess my favorite wrestler is a male stripper. Yeah. Anyway, so the whole thing with Sanjay Dutt is that they got him up for like the was up, the scissor me timbers.
Right, the scissor
And like
move.
they kept teasing it, and of course because Sanjay Dutt, by the way, a one-time phenomenal wrestler, a one-time like formidable Ring of Honor CZW wrestler. He was getting his legs spread eagle for the was up for like the whole time. Like he couldn't fight
2 minutes.
out. Yeah. He couldn't fight out. He wasn't strong enough. He was just like a little child. And then Orange Cassidy came and kicked his balls, like basically just massaged the balls with his foot.
Yeah.
Like soft, like gingerly.
Yeah, very gingerly, like was doing the weak kicks to his balls.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was that. You know,
I hate that.
At the time, I was like, wow, this is so stupid. But now thinking about what happened the rest of the show, I'm like, oh, that was one of the highlights of the show for me. What'd you think about this, Sean?
I thought it was. I mean, I from my understanding, this was something that happened, I think, on Rampage that they carried over and they started this week's show with. But it really didn't make any sense to me. I didn't get it. I don't think they have any direction for the Acclaimed after they lost the titles to the Ass Boys, and I think they're just throwing them in the mix right now because right now they have the tag team battle royal coming up. What's the pay-per-view?
All right, so
March 5th?
you ready for this? They're talking about long-winded. So there's so here's what they were announcing. And this was so jumbled because Renee is basically standing there saying, okay, I have an announcement. There will be a triple threat tag team championship match at Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, there's going to be a tag team battle royal to determine one team. In 2 weeks, there's going to be a casino tag team battle royal to determine the second team. And I'm telling you, she definitely didn't explain it as clearly as I'm saying right now. It was like, and it was all jumbled. It's like, what? What are you saying? And then she got interrupted by the Acclaimed, and the Acclaimed invoked their rematch clause because apparently they'd rather fight in a fatal 4-way where they only have a 25% chance of winning rather than actually have a match where they have a 50% chance of winning. Go figure. So they made the 3-way
right.
a 4-way.
Oh, even better.
So basically it's like the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys and 2 teams TBD.
From that battle royal.
From the 2 subsequent battle royals. The first one next week being a regular battle royale, and then the second one the week after being a casino.
And what's the difference? The casino
is more like
is a
Royal
ladder match.
Rumble
It's
style.
a ladder match.
So the regular battle royal, everybody's on the outside. When the bell rings, they go in.
Right.
And then the casino, they come out in pods. So it's like here comes an ace.
You have to grab a chip.
No, I don't think it's a chip. I think it's just it's
You
more of like
come
a
out
Royal Rumble. It's like a staggered entrances type of thing.
So when they say like here come the Jacks, there's like 5 people that come out. Here come the Spades, another 5 people come out. Then
so
you
it's
have
like elimination. It's like an elimination match.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of people, and then they represent their team, and then you have the team has 2 chances to win. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as one person gets eliminated, now you still have 1 chance of still winning the match.
So the whole team doesn't get eliminated. In a battle royal, is it different? If one person gets eliminated, is the whole team eliminated?
It depends on it. Some people
I don't know,
do
Brian.
it like
You're just
that.
gonna have to tune in. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Some people don't. It's very weird. They do things very weird, and they don't explain the rules very well. So we shall see, I guess.
That's something I think about too. It's like, sometimes, you listen to an old school wrestling person and they're like, oh, it's so confusing, it's so convoluted. They're like the real old schools, they don't even like a regular triple threat. But I'm not really like that. And like, when somebody goes, oh, it's so confusing, I'm usually like, yeah, because you're not paying attention. But it's like I was literally watching the show tonight being like, that's pretty confusing. Like,
yeah, dude, it's like, what the hell's going on?
Like, and I hate the Eliminator match too. The match with the champion to see if you get to fight the champion.
Oh, that bothers me so much.
Yeah,
it's like, why
really
do I have
hate
to
that.
beat you twice?
That's so
the
stupid.
championship contender match.
Yeah,
so it's
I
like,
fucking hate
it's
that.
me versus you for 30 minutes, and then I gotta beat you again. Are you kidding me now? Like,
well, you know what else too? With that very concept, you put yourself into like walls. Like you can't. There's not really many like feasible story options to go from there. Usually, what they do is that the challenger pushes him to the limit.
yep.
So and then it's either a win or a loss, but it's always like, oh, this person's gaining the respect. They came within a hair. And then it's just like so fucking lame. I
kind
prefer
of like I like MJF's. I mean, he did it like more than once.
Oh,
but
like
I
the
like
gauntlet?
Yeah, it's like the goblet of fire. Like
I don't mind the gauntlet, but
the goblet of fire.
I don't mind the gauntlet, but I mind them like leaning on it so much and repeating it so much. It's almost like they didn't have an idea and like they needed.
But it's kind of like his thing. It's like his thing.
Yeah,
like no one
and
else
it is
really
a
does
cool
that.
way to get like surprise wrestlers on the show
Yeah.
every week.
Right, that's how they got Gage. That's like still one of my favorites.
Yeah, and that is fun. It's fun that it was like Thatcher and then Roosh like put on a match. So those are like good spotlight matches, but it is annoying. Like, it's just they're using the same elements, so it's like bothers me.
Yeah.
Speaking of using the same elements, also, they said "dick in the dirt" more than any other show in the history of televition.
Yeah, like I'm gonna kick his dick in the dirt. Like, what was that about?
Well, Hangman said that to Moxley within a month ago, and he was like, "I'm gonna drive your dick in the dirt," and then Christopher Daniels, and I was very, very upset with this too, because I don't hate the saying "dick in the dirt," but you were talking about like reused assets. It's like Christopher Daniels is so heavily involved backstage. He produces stuff, I'm assuming he has like a lot going on. So like, how did he not realize that literally like less than 5 weeks ago, Hangman Page said "dick in the dirt" for the first time ever in a wrestling promo? Like, I've never seen "dick in the dirt" used on TV. So like,
It's nonchalantly.
yeah, at least it was like.
Do you ever think it's like Super Troopers where they like talk backstage and where they like are gonna sneak in lines to fucking be like funny?
Oh,
I think he was so over on it that like he drew a blank and that was the first thing that came
He loved
to
the
mind.
line. He wrote it.
He loved it so much. It was the first thing on his mind.
Oh, Adam has the most logical solution. It's like Tony must say it all the time backstage. I was saying that maybe they had like a party, maybe like a beach party, and like they found Tony face down with his pants down in the dirt, and they're like, oh, he's laying there with his dick in the dirt.
And now it's just like
now
it's
it's
a
a
rip
thing.
anytime someone says it.
But either way, it's like I just hate that they said that twice. It's like the third time I've heard it in my life. Twice was within 1 month on AEW television. It's really weird. All right, so let's continue testing. Oh, actually, I wanted to ask you guys one more question.
What?
Give me a prediction. Sean first, who do you think the two tag teams are that are going to win the Battle Royals to get into this 4-way at Revolution? It's prediction time.
Okay, I think it's gonna be like a super pushover tag team, and then like a super okay, it makes sense. So I think it's gonna be like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and then I think for some odd reason I think they're gonna do the SAP guys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe they don't do SAP. Maybe they do SAT.
I hope so. That'd be the smart thing for them.
Forbidden Door. They mentioned in that promo. They mentioned the Forbidden Door. So you can think about AEW tag teams, or you can think about
potential.
So you think it's going to be Sanjay and Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and SAP? You're just feeling that.
Yeah, like some pushover tag team just for them to get buried. You know what I'm saying? And just like to really put whatever other tag team that's there with them like on a high pedestal to make them contenders for these new titles because they're newly won. And we don't see you know what I'm saying? Like we don't see the Acclaim getting these straps back. I see the Ass Boys going far with these. Like these guys have been around since the beginning of AEW and they've grinded. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's other ones that have grinded, but they've been there too, and
Right.
every show. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're looking for somebody to pair them with and build a story from there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely going to be a team that we haven't really seen, haven't been seen on weekly AEW TV. I want to say,
You know,
not YouTube
I'll
TV.
agree with that. But I think it's, you know, if they do like an underneath team, I think it'll be more of like a underdog story to elevate that team, even though they're not going to get the
Yes,
win.
I agree.
I think that would be good. I forgot the second thing I was going to say. Brian, what is your pick?
I'm thinking that the House of Black will win the Battle Royal, and then FTR wins the Casino Battle Royal.
Oh, well, okay.
You know, I was thinking FTR as well. I think it's like you
They
just
might be
got
like,
to.
they haven't been around in a second.
You just
Quite some
gotta.
time.
Quite some time. I think they're gonna like make their comeback for the Casino for the Casino Battle
Mark
Royal.
Briscoe. Okay, so Martin, this is a really good pick. I'm kind of feeling like FTR return. Please comment below who you think the tag
For the
teams will
Casino
be.
Battle Royal.
Because then they get the entrance.
Is it a joke? It'll be the joke. They have a joker, right? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
they'll be like the number 30 or whatever. But Aussie
But
Open
then
and
also
Top
think
Flight.
about the Ring of Honor tag teams that haven't been used.
Well, do you think that Mark's going to get a new partner because Adam says Mark Briscoe and Cash Wheeler?
Well, I think well, didn't they announce like I think like some date in March that they're starting the tapings for Ring of Honor? They could possibly be starting them the 5th, the same day as the pay-per-view. So I think on that show, they're gonna announce what they're gonna be doing with the tag titles. Because let's face it,
You
you
think he'll
can't just
defend it?
you just can't have somebody take the other strap and them defend it. It wouldn't do his legacy and that the title's legacy any good.
What if
You
it's
have
a partner of his choosing though? If he chooses
Nah,
someone
I think
that
the right thing to do would
stand
be
over.
for the hand over the titles and for there to be a tournament for those tag
Yeah,
titles.
like the Jay Briscoe Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship
Yeah.
Memorial Tournament.
And then he just becomes a single wrestler.
Retire those old school belts and get some new straps and really go hard with the tag division. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the best and right thing for them to do.
He wants to defend it though.
You got to win it back.
You know, I was thinking about that too because I thought that what the Acclaim did this week was kind of weak compared to the way that last week's episode ended. You know, so it's like, to me, the second most important titles in AEW are the tag titles. To me, it goes championship, tag, TNT, maybe like TBS, and then women's.
Shit on the women again there.
You know, but because I think Jade is awesome. Like it's like Jade's so awesome they have to just remove her from everything because it's like, oh well, you know, we can't have everyone lose. Anyway, so anyway, the tag team titles are very important. The fucking Young Bucks started the company. You know, it's like you think that they would have really good tag team wrestling on the show. So to me, instead of starting off with an 8-man tag featuring the Acclaimed and then have the Guns come out and it gets all jumbled, the Acclaimed should have just come out and spoke. You know, they should have done a Monday Night Raw segment. They should just come out and been like, we got hosed for the tag titles. They freaking cheated. You know what I mean? They cheated. You know, and it's like if they cheated, why? And like then the Guns are on the apron or on the ramp. Why wouldn't the Acclaimed go chase after them and try to beat them up? You know, because they're so mad.
I think the Acclaim just lost all like momentum that they had in the middle of them having the titles.
Oh, you think? See, I thought you were gonna say that they lost the momentum now, but you're saying during the run.
Yeah, during like if you watch like a few weeks prior to them losing the straps, the momentum started to die out.
They made it all about Billy Gunn. They made it.
There was really
like Billy Gunn is the show.
Yeah, but it's like if you have the straps and the program is being worked around you, the straps and the guy who's managing you, you should be putting the same amount of effort into those promos and those vignettes that you're putting in the ring. You're holding the titles for a reason.
Oh, see, I don't even think it's their fault. I think that the titles got put on them a show too late, right? Because everybody was really wanting them. I forget what was it, All Out, All In, whatever the last pay-per-view was. They should have like the one before Grand Slam. They should have won the titles. All Out. They won at Grand Slam,
at Grand
right?
Slam.
Yeah, so they were a week late on that.
But even the title win was lackluster.
Right, because
if you want to be honest, like Swerve and Keith Lee, they didn't hold up to like that title win.
Those
and
matches
it was like
were both bad. Worse. And you know what? Actually, they won it on a Billy Gunn famouser. They didn't even win it on like their own move.
Yeah, Billy so it's Gunn like if we want to be
Billy
honest,
Gunn a focal point of the whole fucking.
Yo, but I think that's just us though, because you look in the crowd and everyone's got those pink fucking fingers. Everyone's got Scissor Me Daddy shirts. To us it's stale.
Yeah, but there's no Scissor Me Daddy without Daddy Ass.
Well, I'm just
Daddy,
saying,
like Billy Gunn is like their whole fucking shtick.
By the way, I don't want to say I told you so, but this used to be a pro acclaimed show with me on the defensive. Now we're all kind of dumping on them.
I'm kind of on Sean's side how it became whack in the midst of their dopeness. They were dope, and then
and I don't want to say that like trying to shit on them or anything, but it's like as a fan watching in, it's like. I want to be entertained, and it's like, is this entertaining at this point? No, it's not. It's like, all right,
what else
too? It's watered down now. Like, what are we doing that's really like the acclaim? What are you doing that's making people say that you arrived? Nothing.
They shit over and over and over again.
They drove it into the ground, but that's like the nature of wrestling. Like something hits, and then it's just like you're getting it pounded into your dick's getting driven into the dirt. They just drive that dick right into the dirt, and it's just like. But you see, and that's another thing too. Today,
then you got to play Dig Dug. Then you got to drive yourself back up from that and out the dirt.
Well, the big comparison is New Age Outlaws, right? Not to say, hey, 25 years ago, whatever, but a team that's like electric, like a team that's got it and who's ready for the spotlight, they can come out on Raw the next night. And they can be, an ex-champion who got screwed, but cut a compelling promo. Like, you could imagine Road Dogg and Mr. S coming out, like, to open up Raw, being like, we lost and blah, 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 and just going into, like, the next thing. I don't think that the Acclaimed are strong enough on the microphone to stand there, just two dudes commanding, like, telling a story. And, tonight, Max Caster standing on the apron. God bless him. He looks like 12 years old. He looks mad young. Like Bowens is the more developed of the two guys, both physically and psychologically. I feel like work-wise.
I agree.
But,
100%
Max does the rap. The raps are good though. That makes it like
right. But how long can you do the raps for? And you know what? They got fucking blessed with the hand signal, because without the Scissor Me foam fingers, they ain't shit. Like the raps would be so dead right now if it wasn't for the scissoring.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think something is, yeah. Did that really happen?
Well, technically it was Pat Buck who called the police.
Okay.
Who called the police?
The Shook Crew. Caster, before Max Caster was ripping off John Cena, he was ripping off the Boulevard Bullies. So... do your research.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Listen, I think like with all good things, they come to an end. I think it's time to have the Acclaim go their way. And I think it'd be the right thing for them to do, because Bowens is a hell of an athlete. He reminds me in a way of like what happened with Nash Carter and Wesley Blake. It was unfortunate that the two had to part ways, and one was involved with like, anti-Semitic slurs and stuff, but like you really got to see a flower blossom when he was giving the opportunity to, like, you know what I'm saying? To flourish.
Oh my God. Breaking news. Did you know that Nash Carter has been featured heavily on Gigi Dolan's stories?
No.
Oh, well. Watch out, world.
But yeah, man, I think it's time for Bowens to break off, do his own thing, and yeah, move on from that.
Let me ask you this. Speaking of Gigi Dolan, that thing they did the other night where she got straight punted in the face.
Yeah, that was dope.
They're
Oh my
comparing that
God.
to the barbershop window, right? So do you think maybe in the ether of wrestling Twitter and like the one of the many like new like cool waves right now is the barbershop window breakup? So you think like, hey, WWE did it with them too. It was very powerful. You know what? Barbershop window breakup with Acclaimed. And
I could see it happening because this guy, I feel like he likes to pay homage to like the scenes in wrestling that really hold a near dear place to his heart. So he did the dumpster spot. You remember they had like a dumpster spot?
They had the dumpster
So
match.
I could see him going along the route of like, paying homage to that because like
Cody broke the goddamn throne with the hammer.
Cody broke the throne. Like
Yeah, but he's gone now. They could do.
I'm just saying that was an homage. It was an homage.
I mean, the barbershop window is like the standard because it was awesome and it worked. And like, you see, the Dolan thing, it was to me, it was a little bit different than the barbershop window. It was like, I don't think they were trying. Maybe they were, but I don't think they were really trying to recreate it as much as it just kind of had that energy.
Right.
Like this, like, but if they just rip it off and like, I don't know, I guess every tag team breakup is a barbershop window.
Well, she didn't go through a window. She kind of just kicked her in the face.
Yeah, there was also,
like,
but there was a household
she-
appliance. There was like a.
Oh, dude, she like she boot scraped the fuck out of her face.
That was insane.
She did her in, man. She did her in. That was.
But she must
that
have
was a
told
shot.
they must have like pre-planned that and been like, "Yo, fuck my face up, please."
Yeah.
Just like kick me in the face.
She's like, "Give me
I
the
mean, with
Darby
somebody
Allin."
in the ring like Bailey, if you really want to like, lay it in, show you could deliver it, show how I could take it.
Yo, but
You know what
also
I'm
like, see, I think like a dude like Booker T watches that and goes like, "That's ridiculous. I hate that."
Unsafe.
Yeah, like well, not even like unsafe. It's just like, oh well, if you're just gonna kick her directly in the face, that makes every other kick on this show look shitty because you actually did it.
Right.
Like that's not the sweet science. You just kicked her in the face. You know what I mean? Like you just actually did it.
Blatant kick right to the face.
Yeah, no, dude, that was bad, bro.
Well, it was like when Brock Lesnar gave Randy Orton those fucking elbows.
They're better as a team. Castro is over with the gays, says Larry. They're better as a team. Bowens is a Sagittarius. Cool Zuba's hoodie. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Dope.
Yeah.
So what else happened? Let's test my memory now. We had the 8-man tag match.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else happened?
Then you did the
the tornado tag.
The tornado, the Texas tornado
Laredo.
match. Texas tornado match.
Texas Laredo tornado tag match.
Texas.
Yes, it was a 4 corners like tag match, tornado style. Anything goes. And this is like old school wrestling terminology. And it's like they use it when they want to use it and when it sounds cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
well, that's the thing.
this-
It's like they're not paying homage. They're just lazy. They just did what they watched on TV. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. If you were watching the newest episode of like The Simpsons and you just like stole their jokes, everyone would say you're lame. You know? So it's like just because you watched a wrestling DVD from fucking 40 years ago doesn't mean you didn't just steal the idea yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, oh, I'm paying homage. It's like, no, you're playing the same exact guitar riff. You're covering the song. You're not like reinterpreting the song. You're doing
it's a cover.
Right. You're not doing Marilyn Manson's Sweet Dreams reimagining. You're doing Weezer Africa. You know, you're playing it note for note. You know, and I have a fucking problem with that. But Texas Tornado Tag was fun just because it was pure mayhem, and John Moxley just continues the streak of blood.
Well, you know, I kind of just had a thought. You know how how bullies just like repost content that is like other people's content now.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like that's what people want to see.
That's what they want to see.
They want to see the shit that already happened, and that's like what's popular because that's what everyone wants to fucking see is something that's already happened. 'Cause
Right.
It's like,
Yep.
And I
It's like
guarantee you that
fucking-
like Ethan Page saw our post about the Rock's
Nostalgic.
meme today, and in a week, Ethan Page is going to be standing in front of the camera, flexing his pecs, and he's going to try to recreate the Rock meme.
right.
I guarantee you. That's the thing, dude. The meme, it's like a gene, except it's like a thing that gets just used and used over again. You know, so. Anyway, what did you think of this Texas tornado tag, Brian? Brian, I know you loved it.
I just love I'm blood mark, so I just love anything that has blood in it.
Did you see the shirt?
The shirt rip.
Yeah, you know the popular shirt, Black is Beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they made a Blood is Beautiful shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, it sucks that it's not a Moxley shirt. It's a Blackpool Combat Club shirt. I feel like Moxley's missing out on like merchandising money because
Well, he's part of it, so he gets it. He gets that Blackpool money.
yeah, but why would you waste such a cool thing on the Blackpool Combat Club and not like a John Moxley?
He's a team player. He likes to share with his family.
Blackpool Combat Club sucks. They're barely
Yeah,
even a thing.
Dad Brian Danielson distanced himself because William Regal's gone.
Right, he sacrificed his spot in the club because
Yeah,
he
sad,
defended
sad.
the evil
Loved him so
William Regal.
much. He loved William Regal so much he can't even stand to be near them anymore.
I can't do it to myself.
I loved him. Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely a match that happened. You know, I think like Preston Vance, a guy like Preston Vance probably goes into it being like, "This is my big match. I'm gonna get juice. I'm gonna get juice, brother. Me and Moxley double juice in Laredo Tornado.
You got juice?
This is my big
Want some
moment. I'm
juice?
gonna finally get over, brother."
It's cool for him.
Were you guys impressed by Preston Vance? Were you impressed?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. No.
I just like Moxley's hole in his head, then where he's bleeding from.
Yeah, it's just a like a piece of like scab that he just removes at this point.
It's awesome.
And then he came out later. Did you see this? They're gonna do a Texas Death
Texas Death.
match.
Texas Death.
Why are they doing all this? Is like, are they doing a lot of events in Texas? Is that been like a thing?
Sean,
Is
did you just do
Revolution
the
in
Moxley flow?
Yep. I did.
You can't see me, but I'm doing it right now.
I can see you.
It's gonna be Texas Death.
Yeah, they did back-to-back weeks in Texas. Where's Revolution? Is Revolution in Jersey?
No, it's not.
Is it in
We would've
Texas?
won.
Is it in Texas?
AEW Revolution. Let's see.
Is it in Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Brian, quickly guess.
I guess Texas, or like San Antonio. Is that where they were today?
Sunday, March 5th. Where is it? San Francisco, California.
Cali.
Oh.
California love.
The Weezer Africa thing was a joke, like it was meant to be a joke. Hey, I loved Weezer Africa. I'm just saying they played it note for note. They did a great exact replica of it. It's a great
Weezer's
song.
great.
Texas Death and One Man Iron Man on the same show. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be awesome. I'm really actually excited for that.
I'll be coming back from GCW, so I'm not gonna be watching that.
Gotta watch it from your little phone.
I'll probably be knocked out.
True.
Knocked out cold. Just like
Knocked out.
Hangman Adam Page in that match.
Yep.
Dude,
Just
he's
like
still
the-
knocked out. He fucking flubbed. He sounds like he's slurring all of his words.
They both stuttered within the first sentence. Yeah, so it was a Texas Death. It could have been the main event, but they had the ladies be the main event. I'm trying to think what else happened. What happened after the tornado tag? Do either of you remember? Because I'm already giving up on this terrible game of me trying
was
to
the
remember.
MJF promo.
That
Right?
could have been it.
Christopher Daniels with his horribly mutilated eye.
Yeah. MJF, and then why does Christopher Daniels come out? Because he loves Bryan Danielson.
I have no idea why that happened. Was Christopher
rocking
Daniels
eye.
born in Laredo, Texas? Did he sell like
No.
100 tickets to the show?
No idea.
And you know, it wouldn't have been that bad if MJF just slapped the microphone away within the first like minute and kicked him in the balls. But like Christopher Daniels went on and on and on. Christopher Danielson.
Very, very terrible.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna say the next match had to be Mark Briscoe versus Joshua.
Oh, right.
Yes,
right,
you
right,
are right.
right.
We missed it.
Has to be.
Well,
That
we
was
didn't
before
miss
the
it.
MJF promo.
Yeah, I think
remember
so.
the order.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
we're a free flow, free form conversation.
Dude, fucking Mark Briscoe's fucking frog fucking elbow is so pretty.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
one of the coolest moves.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean that was good. It's like, I don't know. It's like the regular side of me is like, oh, this is awesome. Mark Briscoe's awesome, but then the cynical side of me is like, you motherfuckers.
It took you that to put
Yeah,
him on TV.
yeah, like, fuck you
Jibby
guys.
said the exact same thing.
I hate to think that way because it's like, I try to keep in mind that like even a performative action is still somebody like performing the action. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, you might be doing it for the wrong reasons, but at least it's like happening. But it
Yeah,
like
dude,
makes me mad.
My 14-year-old pointed it out. And I wasn't even like paying attention. He goes, it's kind of messed up that it took him, his brother losing his brother, for them just to be like, you know what? You're talented enough to be on our weekly show. Go ahead.
And it's like kind of a slap in the face too, because the dude is walking around with like one half of the tag titles.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you know what else? Like, I mean, I interviewed Mark Briscoe. I enjoy Mark Briscoe. Oh my God, we got a super chat. All right, we'll go into lightning round here. Just to finish my thought, like, it makes, like the first week when Mark Briscoe was like, Jay, I love you. He talked to, like, the kids and stuff. And then, like, what do we say? When one thing gets over in wrestling, you got to dig your dick in the dirt, right? So then today, when he won his match, he fucking did the same thing. Jay, I love you, man. I'm going to keep on going. And it's like, I know that he's sincere and I know that he's probably going through whatever. But, oh, my God, it's like, it just sucks that the atmosphere and the environment is like, oh, well, now's your shot, dude. Your brother died. Now's your shot. So it like almost forces Mark to have to like go into that mode and be like, oh, well, now my brother, like I'm getting over because of this. So like, this is what I'm going to, I don't know.
I get it.
Like, it just puts a bad taste in my mouth.
It just sucks. Yeah. You don't want to even speak about it, but it's like the sad reality of things.
Yeah. And like, I guess, the reality probably is that, Tony Khan is like he's got a heart of gold. He's got a little tiny heart of gold, and he really cares. He probably really cares about Mark Briscoe. Like, he's probably doing it for all the right reasons, But it's just like, whatever. You could put it on Warner Brothers then. Warner Brothers Discovery. Oh, the guy died, so now his brother can wrestle. It's fucking bullshit. All right, let's get to the super chat. And this was funny because, we're getting another super chat. Oh my
beautiful.
God.
Wait, we gotta do them in order.
Urka, thank you. Well, Urka just wanted to give us a little dancing lemon. $5. Urka,
lemons.
thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for keeping me company always. Always. Urka, the longest running bully. And I got Character, the newest running bully, hanging out with me on Twitch. Literally, we're playing FIFA at 1 a.m. with 2 viewers. And I got Character's one of them, so thank you for that super chat. So during the toxic tweet along, I got Character expressed to me that he was really excited for Kip Sabian to be on his television screen again. And I said, guess what, brother? You're in luck. Because hour 2, you're going to get Kip Sabian versus whoever the guy is that he fought. I forget who it was already.
He fought
Hangman Adam Page. I already forgot. Yeah, and this was so he attacked Hangman backstage. It was
him and Butcher and Blade.
Yeah, and the bunny like died. She like broke her like face apparently, so
Really?
she's not around. Poor lady.
Broke her face in real life.
So they beat up Hangman backstage. In front of the metal gate. Very dangerous place to stand or hang out around, because you're standing in front of that metal gate. Any wrestler from any era can come and just ram you right into it. Just Irish whip right into that gate. Now they're even taking it too far. You could get fucking like crushed in the gate. They've been crushing people in the gate lately.
Darby Allin got crushed.
Yeah, which is crazy.
This is fucking one weakness.
But Hangman was beat up, and it was like, and this was so stupid. This started off so stupid because it's like, okay, Kip Sabian versus Hangman. Great. Hangman got beat up backstage. Will he be good enough to compete in this match? And literally, Hangman's music hits. It plays for a few seconds, and then he just walks out. Like nothing happened.
On his horse.
He's just, like the horse video plays, and he's just walking out. He's not limping. He doesn't have like a bandage or like an ice pack on his head. He's just walking to the ring.
No selling the prior fucking.
No sold.
And it wasn't even like the music played, and we were like waiting. Will he show up? Like, where is he? Can he make it? It was so dumb. It was basically useless. And the reason why they did it is because Kip Sabian isn't like a realistic challenger for Hangman right now at this stage. So they had to try to even the odds. But instead, I think they wasted TV time and made it kind of stupid.
Why even fucking do it?
And they made up for the TV time. So instead of getting an entrance, Kip Sabian got a beat up. If you guys were Kip Sabian, would you rather have a TV entrance or like a backstage beat up?
TV entrance.
Yeah, I think so
Probably
too.
a TV entrance, yeah.
Plus he has that nice jacket. That jacket's not cheap.
TV entrance all day. You want the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what it does?
There could be something that happens when you walk down that aisle that's gonna fucking really put you over on the internet. There's gonna be a meme made over like the interaction you have with a fan that's sitting right there at the corner.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Like
you are so right.
As a wrestler, you look forward to that because it's not about the athleticism and the theatrics that go into what you're putting in the ring. It's about the whole package from when you walk out the curtain to when you walk back in after that bell's rung. Everything that you do is captivating to that crowd. Get yourself over, you make yourself money. It doesn't have to be bell to bell. It could be from the time you spend interacting with the fans.
Yo, that's so I love that you said that because we were talking about that because last week I criticized Sami Zayn's final push to become the new babyface challenger, right?
Because his voice cracked?
Yeah, because he was a little too excited. So last week we were saying every moment is another chance to deliver the Austin 316 and become immortalized and get actually over. Not just cheered for, actually old school over. And then, you think about it too, and we were just today on Instagram, we posted the 25-year anniversary of The Rock doing the face, which became immortalized.
That's such a fucking legendary fucking promo.
So it's true. Each thing that you have where you are spotlighted is another chance for you to Austin 316. Sure, it's very rare. It's like a Powerball ticket, but that's what you do. You search for those
your
moments.
Number every time you given the opportunity.
Yeah,
every time.
And to have Kip Sabian, just to get back to the question, I got character, huge Kip Sabian fan, to take Kip Sabian's entrance away and give him a backstage fight where he's just using the generic henchman, takes away his identity. So not only does he not get a chance, like you said, Sean, to discover a new meme, to create a new moment, because but he also gets desensitized, his identity gets just mashed in with the jobber beatdown guys. So it's Kip Sabian was already fighting a losing battle going into this.
Right.
And then they did something else that was dumb, which is that, see, they fucked themselves because if Hangman limps out, and Kip Sabian has a competitive match with him, then it doesn't matter because Kip Sabian still ain't shit because Hangman was hurt.
Right.
But then you had Hangman just walk out, so it means that Kip Sabian ain't shit because his beatdown didn't work.
It wasn't even just Kip Sabian either. It was his whole squad.
Right. So either way, Kip Sabian's fucked. The best, and then they think that on top of all that, the way to get Kip Sabian over is to have him have once again the eliminator match. Oh, he went toe to toe. He pushed him to his limit and just fell so short. This guy's somebody to look out for, though. The way to have done that is to not have the beatdown, just have them have a match.
Yep.
Just have them have a match. And instead they did all this stuff. So Kip Sabian was in a dead end from the very beginning. The dude had a box. He wore a box on his head for a year and a half.
For what, right?
This poor bastard. So anyway, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. So that brings us to
and
Jungle
then
Boy.
After that, it was the promo with Hangman and Evil Uno challenged. Uno challenged Moxley.
Yeah, Hangman stays in the ring. Out comes the Blackpool Combat Club. They surround him like sharks. Mox starts doing the neck thing.
Right.
And then it becomes the most like lackluster promo to go into a Texas death match. And it's like, how much fire do you have behind you being out here?
It doesn't even make any sense, dude.
Like he didn't, like, neither of them look excited.
Yo,
and it's like a matches like that.
You tells Hangman to get out of his face.
Yeah, and then they start arguing.
Vibe.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like they carry over so much stuff. Like I said earlier when we talked about the first match and how it was just a continuation of something that happened on Rampage. I feel like that it's a good way to treat stories. Like you branch it off and like you make sure like you keep people on the edge of their seat so that they tune in the next week. But they're doing it with the wrong stories and the wrong people.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I get it. And I respect the flow of how you want the story to go. But to use the people the way you're using them and to do the story the way you're doing it, it's not captivating. Well, dude, I can't wrap my mind around it and enjoy it.
AEW used to start the show with their best match, and I kind of miss that now. Like how they used to start off with like their hottest match.
So now look what they did to themselves by doing that for so long. They were so fixated on a ratings war with NXT that they made sure that their first matches were their bangers. And guess what? Now throughout the entire duration of the remainder of your show, you have regular matches that don't lead up to something
But they're not even doing that anymore. Now they're not doing that formula anymore. They're putting on like the comedic matches first.
Because they focus too much on the other product when they should be focused on what they have.
He had a comment this week. Did you hear this? He said something on some show this week again. He was like, "Oh, you know," and he said it in such a lame way. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I didn't even like let it sink into my brain because he's just like a walking meme. Hey, Adam, thanks for hanging out all night. Good night, man. See you next week, dude. And he said something about like, oh, the best storylines in wrestling, the ones that are real, and the thing that's the most real to me is like that AEW and WWE actually hate each other. And he went into this whole thing about how they were like using underhanded tactics and all this.
Right.
Like, just like
trying to acquire the wrestlers.
and Cornette says it, Eric Bischoff says it, all the booking greats say it, Paul Heyman says it. It's like they were just worried about what they were doing. You know what I mean? Like those promotions were just worried about what they were doing. And it's like, whatever. And it's like, oh, well, when you heard that WCW did this back in the day, because, on the Conrad podcast or whatever, they all talk about it. It's like, oh, when you heard this like 25 years ago, when, by the way, they weren't fighting for like to stay above 1 million. They had like 6 million viewers back then. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Raw back then was doing like 5 and 6 million fucking people like a week. And it was like, oh, we didn't worry about like that. We just kept our head on, like what we were doing. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. I kind of feel bad for Tony. I kind of feel bad for him.
He puts himself in a corner, and it's like there's no need for it. Just focus on what you have, and when you have to defend yourself and protect what's yours, then you do it. But don't put yourself in a position where now you're forced up against a wall because these people are bringing artillery out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
don't feel bad. I think Tony's having a great little time.
See, I feel like his heart is almost like too pure for this world. He's like E.T. Like we need to like.
He's like E.T.
Like
I think he's just happy.
He's in danger. He's
happy to just be a part of the wrestling community.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. And because hey, if we were in Tony Khan's shoes, could we honestly say that we would have done anything different? Probably not. Done mad cocaine with the wrestlers, book just all these crazy things. Hey, I'd probably listen to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho would come hang out with me, tell me stories about old times, and I'd be like, oh, you know what? And then he'd be like, hey, here's my idea. And I'd be like, you know what, Chris? I trust you, man. Let's do it, man. Sure, Chris Jericho. Of course.
That's like Kramer with Peterman when Kramer sold his stories to Peterman. You can't use that story no more, Kramer. It belongs to Peterman.
Oh man, yeah. So Evil Uno, I like. Evil Uno dressed for the occasion. That was so stupid. Like, what is Hangman's deal?
So dumb.
Hangman's just like a weirdo. Like, he comes out. And, he's arguing with them. And then then John Moxley, of course, and, this was so obvious too. It's like the second he said, you have no friends, you knew that within 10 seconds, somebody was going to be his friend,
Yep.
And then the Dark Order comes out, hey, shout out John Silver, Alex Reynolds, two favorites. And then the stupid part was that Hangman was like, no.
He rolled his eyes. It was so stupid.
Why are you here? I told you, don't get involved.
It's like
Why
a
are
little
you
kid.
doing this? Just stop.
Get out of here, Dad.
And then John Moxley does the line of the night, which is he goes, me and you, revolution, Texas, death.
Talks over Evil Uno.
Match.
He's not even there. So weird.
Well, he got mushed in the face pretty hard.
Yeah, he gets mushed, doesn't do anything, and then talks over him like he's not even standing in front of him.
Yeah, like, you hold no weight, Papa. Get out of here.
Aw.
That purple suit made him look like Grimace from McDonald's.
He's been great. Dude, they're such a joke.
I guess you're right.
Ronald.
But he's cool because, like, he's somebody to me who, like, he always over-delivers. Like, whenever he has a match, it's like a pretty good match. Except for that one botch. You remember that one botch where he, like, throws himself over the top rope and then, like, runs along the apron?
Yep. He's entertaining to watch. He's good. He's talented. But I think just like, again, what does he have to do with that?
Brody Lee has passed on.
What'd you say, Brian?
The Dark Order has been an absolute joke since Brody Lee passed away.
Yeah, now you have
Preston
Vance.
They became like a happy joke.
Yeah, Preston Vance is now with Roosh, and he only speaks Spanish.
And he hates masks. He hates wrestling.
He hates masks. He hates. It's just they don't know what to do at all.
Yeah, there's too many wrestlers. There's too many shows, too much stuff going on.
The main story, I guess, with Daniel Bryan and Bryan Danielson and MJF is the most interesting thing in AEW.
It's pretty boring, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Bryan Danielson's matches are awesome.
He's awesome. There's no doubt about it that he's awesome.
Right.
But dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this MJF title run is not fun. It's not awesome at all.
He's gonna take the belt.
No, he's not.
You think Brian's
It's gonna be one of the most longest, boring title reigns ever.
That makes me tight.
It's the sad truth.
I agree that MJF Bryan Danielson is the most interesting thing on the show, but I think it's the least interesting thing that either one of the two guys have done in like over a year. Like it's like they were both the two most interesting guys after CM Punk too, but you know what I mean? And now like they're together and it's like, yeah, I think, and their shows are long. So what? The show's going to be like 3 hours long and then they're going to do the Iron Man. It's like, ooh, that's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
And you know what they're going to do too? I guarantee you, put money on it right now. You heard it here first, everybody. Thanks for staying up late with us. I guarantee you that MJF is going to like avoid contact for like 15 straight minutes. Guarantee you that he, and you know what? And when it's been 15 minutes and MJF still has not even locked up with Bryan Danielson, they'll go another 10. Watch, I'm telling you. MJF thinks he's going to, yeah, MJF is going to go.
He'll stand outside the ring and build up to like a 9 count and keep getting back in the ring.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Then maybe
they'll have a little flurry and then he'll do it again. But I'm telling you, the first 5 minutes of that match, they're not going to touch each other. And it's going to be about MJF like making it a painful hour. That's what it's going to be. And I think it's going to backfire because I think people are going to be like, this sucks. This is bullshit. I bought a pay-per-view to see these guys wrestle for an hour, and like MJF's gonna fuck everybody, and I think it's gonna work against them.
Maybe they'll just wrestle really hard.
I mean, maybe. You know, it depends.
MJF's good, dude.
Oh yeah, he's
I can
awesome.
see it being I can see it being a really good Iron Man match.
What else happened on the show?
Then we have Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Brian Cage with Prince Nana.
Yeah, so this was like a low point for me because it was the Wardlow promo, which was annoying. And then you had somewhere in there you had the MJF and Christopher Danielson thing with his weird rotting eye, which I hated looking at. Get this weird guy's eye off my screen.
Is there something wrong with your weird eye?
And then you had the Wardlow thing, you had that, and then you had the Moxley Hangman thing. So at this point I was like, this sucks. And then who do I see but Brian Cage, who I don't like. I don't
hate
like
him.
Yeah, I'm not a big Brian Cage
fan. I think he's awesome. When he catches Jungle Boy in midair and then does the fucking suplex, it's like awesome shit.
Yeah, I enjoy watching Brian Cage work. I just don't enjoy watching Brian Cage work in boring matches.
So this was boring.
I think his matches are pretty entertaining because he makes them good.
So now this is my thing. What is the move with Jack Perry? Because now if you pick up a win over a champion on TV, there's really something that they're trying to do with you. He's a 6-man champ in Ring of Honor. So what are you trying to do? You give him the win over a champion. Now what? Christian comes out, takes the arm brace off, lays him out, right?
Christian derails. That's what I think they're saying is like, okay, Jungle Boy beat a champion, so he's got an upward trajectory. But Christian's back, so now all bets are off. We're not moving up anymore. We're just now going on a side quest to fight Christian. Oh, yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Oh, wait a second. Oh.
He tried so hard not to go over into the crowd.
It would have been better if he actually did that.
Yeah, he should have went right into the crowd.
That was so bad. I love that.
But Christian, now, what's the deal with him? Are they going at Revolution? Is this going to be the match that we've waited a year and a half for?
Yeah, maybe like a steel cage.
And he does the elbow again.
Oh, they already had a steel cage.
It was him and Luchasaurus in the cage at was that Full Gear, right?
Oh, see, so there you go. And now it's going to be him versus Christian, long-term storytelling.
I don't know, man. Again, something I'm not like, oh, let me look into that and figure out what's happening so I know what's going on. Like it's not grabbing me. I need it to grab me.
Yeah, Jungle Boy is all entrance music.
It's like
I don't even like that song.
You don't like standing up in the arena, waving your hands, and going whoa.
No, really? No.
Oh, I find that very enjoyable.
No, I like Seth Rollins' chant along better.
Brian, fuck, marry, kill. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Christian, Luchasaurus.
Well, I'm gonna marry Luchasaurus because I love him.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna fuck Jungle Boy because he's cute and his dad was the other Perry.
You could say that you fucked Luke Perry's son.
Luke Perry's son, right? I get the clout.
Makes sense.
And then I'm gonna kill Christian because fuck him.
Wow. All right. Brian, are you just waiting to talk about ICW No Holds Barred? We're getting that question in the chat. Have you seen the No Holds Barred Britain?
They didn't air it. It didn't.
It drops later this week, right?
It's next Tuesday. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're dropping the 3 shows.
Did you see any of the clips online?
Well, I would assume it's going to take that long.
I've seen clips. There's no Larry, so it's I'm kind of not into it.
I just figure it's going to take them 3 weeks because they're probably editing Cass's Moodalock. Probably trying to find the right angle for that.
Is there a right one?
I mean, it looked pretty fun.
I mean, it definitely was. It had to have been awesome, just to be there and have their fucking chains in a different country.
Now, you're gonna watch this?
No, we're gonna be doing a show. I think No Holds Barred 40 is on Tuesday. I think that's gonna be airing Tuesday because that's also the airing of the New Fear City show.
What's the New Fear City show?
It's the one that just happened at the Kingsland. They're airing it after the ICW show.
Now, Brian, I'm gonna need. I can't watch that shit.
Right.
Brings me heartburn. I
have to watch it because I get punched in the face in it, so it's gonna be fun for me.
You get punched in the face in what?
In the NFC, Kid Osborne punches me in the mouth.
Oh, but that wasn't not at the Kingsland. He didn't punch you in the mouth.
Yes.
Oh, I understand.
He reprised his spot where he kicks me in the mouth and he punches me.
He reprised the lawnmower challenge.
Right.
That son of a bitch.
I'm excited to see it.
So what else happened on this AEW show?
Then we have the Adam Cole promo with Renee Paquette.
His eye was twitching. He said that his eye was twitching for months. He probably got to get that checked out.
What do you mean twitching?
Yo, and during the promo, he was talking about small victories. And he was saying, when my eye stopped twitching, that was a small victory. Really hard. Yeah, when I could go drive down the road without having to pull over or throw up, that was a small victory.
That's pretty scary.
And then he's like, being next close to the ring now and traveling on the road with AEW, that's a victory. But now it's time, I'm going to wrestle a guy. And they're like, well, who are you going to wrestle? And he's like, I'm not telling. I have a few people in mind, but I'm not telling you. But he's a nice guy now. What
bothers me, though, is I want to see Adam Cole wrestle. Adam Cole was the hottest thing on NXT TV for years. What is he now?
Dude, those Barclays shows are legendary.
Dude, he debuted at TakeOver 3 after the Drew McIntyre Bobby Roode match. He came running through the crowd and he beat the hell out of Drew McIntyre. And Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, who were already on NXT TV, came out from the back and they aligned themselves with
Kaboom!
Him. From then on, NXT was it was always good, but it was even better.
No, they were on a different level. Those kinds of crowds don't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
that's
was
the
wild.
last of the breed of that.
The crowds are very Japanese these days.
Nowadays,
quiet.
Yeah.
They just sit there and they're pretty quiet. Yeah.
Some better than others. There's some good, not the best, but decent crowds.
Well, that's another thing I thought about tonight when I was watching the show is that
heavily taped off.
When MJF was out there, the crowd was screaming at him. It was mad loud. Because it was I don't know, it's Laredo, Texas. I guess they're not too smarky there. So everyone's just fuck this guy. It's he's getting the heat, He's not getting any cheers. And and Christopher Daniels took the air right out of that with his stinky weird eye. And then the rest of the show, it kind of took them a while to get back up again. Jungle
they never
Boy
even got back up.
Well, I guess you had Christian's return. Here's something that bothers me about Christian. You ready? Is that when his music hits, and obviously his music hits and his video comes on at the same time, but the video is a countdown. So I'm just saying,
it's always been like that, right?
I know it just doesn't make any sense. It should be the countdown and then the music, or there should be pre-music countdown music.
I feel you.
It's weird. And then it's
shitty,
and so the countdown's going 3, 5, 4, and he's already out. He's already walking towards his destination. And he hit Jungle Boy with the bear mace. You'd think growing up in the jungle you'd be immune to some kind of mace.
Scarlet Bordeaux him.
Going fucking, and Excalibur was so lame too. He was like, "Oh my God, I can feel it. I'm tearing up." And he's like, "We got to get some fans in here." That's literally what this fucking announcer said. not fans like their show is empty, but fans like we
air
gotta blow
fans.
this poison air out of this arena.
Right.
That might be the stupidest comment of all time.
Not good.
Because, it makes, first of all, just makes it sound like there are no fans in the arena.
We gotta get some fans in here.
Yeah. And then second of all, it's like you're in an arena. Where are you gonna blow? Where are these fans gonna blow? Guy's an idiot. And if he really wanted to do it upright, he would have been like, and then later on in the show, much later, when he's doing like the mile a minute like promotions for the next shit, he should have like coughed up.
Right. That mace really got me.
That mace really got me. Yeah, dude, exactly. He fucked it up. His heart was in the right place, and he's like, "Oh, my eyes are tearing." But then instead of going like, he goes, "Oh, somebody got to get some fans in here." It's like, what are you saying, dude?
Oh man,
I don't know. Just
love it.
My personal opinion. And you know what? Listen, I know we made fun of 5,000-year-old Jim Ross before, but I miss Jim Ross. I miss Jim Ross. You know how we joke about?
I think it's hard for him to like.
He does Rampage, doesn't he?
He does Rampage. Rampage only an hour.
Well, right. He comes out after Dynamite is filmed, and then he does the 1 hour of Rampage.
Sean, you were saying you think it's hard for him.
I think it's hard for him to keep up with like live TV.
I think you're right.
It's like it's you're on the fly, so it's like certain things can't get said, and it's like, let's face it, the older you get, the more you ramble. You know what I'm saying? The more the more you go around what you have to say, opposed to like just getting straight to it. So it's like
the older he gets, the more he wants to. The more he's back in WWF days.
And like he's definitely called it the WWF title. Like
WWE Championship.
Yeah, he's like
he calls
nothing like a WWE show. And it's like, Jim, you know, it's like it's a little tough. And listen, what are you gonna do if you're the promoter? You're like, listen, Jim, we love you, but how about you just come out for the last hour, do Rampage. Sit in catering, hang out. I want you to mentor the young guys, eat some sushi. All right, and then finally, we had the main event, which is the triple threat. Tony Storm, Britt Baker. It's Tony Storm. Yeah, Tony Storm, Britt Baker, and Ruby Soho. And the whole gimmick was like, this is so annoying. This is so confusing. You have like the free agents, and then you have like the homegrowns.
Right.
The truth is none of them are homegrown. Truth is it's a new company.
Yep.
So they all came from somewhere.
Tony Storm as a New Japan girl.
Wardlow's kind of like a homegrown guy, no?
Yeah, I guess so. But look where he's at.
Right. He's got no hair and fucking.
Yeah.
He can't grow it. He can't even grow it anymore. That's what Joe took from him.
Britt Baker's an independent girl. She made her name on the independent scene. So it's like all these people that were on the screen are not original AEW women. It's like, what story are we telling here?
And also, like, I feel like it's kind of like, I hate to put it this way, but it's like, the male side of the roster isn't having this problem. Like all the men wrestlers, like there are some that are homegrown and there are some that are free agents, but they don't really argue over it. It's just like these four women are the only ones who are like arguing about who's been around longer. Like it kind of makes it a little like lame.
So fucking lame.
It's like, hey, if you wanted to one day do like a huge like NWO style promotion encompassing storyline, it's not a bad idea. The homegrowns and the free agents, Team AEW or like the free agents or whatever the fuck. Not the craziest idea, but, just to have like these three people doing it. And then, it's like, oh, well, whose side is Ruby Riott on? Well, it's like, well, they're in a match, like whatever. And then, of course, like Tony Storm's on one side with Saraya and Britt Baker's on the other side with Jamie Hayter. And like Ruby Soho's in the middle of the ring and it's like, oh my God, wow. Look how brilliant. It's a metaphor. Ruby Soho's stuck in the middle. It's like, it's just so, it's so on the nose. It's like, some stuff is so on the nose it makes me cringe. Other stuff I hate. Brian, give me your review of the Triple Threat main event women's wrestling match.
I was fucking checked out.
What were you doing?
I was setting up, getting ready for the show, but I will say that I think that the Triple Threat match on Raw was good.
What was the Triple Threat match on Raw?
It was Bianca,
Right.
Bianca, fucking Bailey and Becky, and I think that was awesome. And I hate AEW.
So do you think that was
Sucks.
do you think that was their way of saying, well, here's what we got?
Yeah, that was what they got, and it was trash.
It was trashish.
We got Tony Tormenta.
Yeah, I'm in Mania season. I agree with you. I have not been any less interested in a wrestling show in my life, especially with the people who they have on the show. Like, if you look at the people on the show, it's like, oh, this is a good company, but everything is so boring and
I agree.
plods on, and everything's too long or too short, and FTR is nowhere to be found, and it's just like it's the dumbest shit.
It's a goddamn mess.
Yeah,
I
it
miss
is a
CM
mess.
Punk.
Yeah, I miss CM Punk too. And the thing is too, I actually thought about this during the episode. We'll wrap up in a minute. It's been a long night, but when I was listening to MJF in his promo, I was thinking to myself, if CM Punk comes back and they just have him attack MJF and get into like a revenge thing with MJF and try to do it that way instead of having him fuck with the Young Bucks, that is a huge mistake. Like, you might as well not come back. But like, if
CM Punk goes to WWE and fights Seth Rollins,
I mean, that would be amazing. I would love to see that
That would
happen.
be so awesome.
I would fucking.
Well,
love
and that's
that.
Actually, I thought about that during this week too. I thought to myself, you know what? I don't think that Seth Rollins hates CM Punk. I think that Seth Rollins is throwing out.
Hey, come
Working.
over
He's
here.
Yeah,
working.
and I think that he knows that his destiny is to fight Logan Paul, but I think that he's saying to himself, hey, you know what? We're both
I'd
from
rather Punk at Mania.
Yeah, let me just throw it out there. Because, at first, he got me. At first, I believed him. But then he did the comments where he, like, linked them.
Yeah. He went on about it.
He like,
brought
followed
back.
it up, and it was like, oh, well, they're the same person. They're both very selfish, horrible people. And it's like, oh, Seth, you're so smart, dude. He's like, come
genius.
fight me. Come wrestle me at WrestleMania.
It would be the smart thing to do.
And he wore
Just
the
get
boots.
Punk back over there.
He stole the
Dude,
show with those goddamn boots.
Goddamn Mickey Mouse boots, dude.
He had the Mickey Mouse boots, and Bianca's shorts were the highlight of Barclays Center Raw. Stole the show. Both the internet's talking a buzz about both.
Dude, Sammy though. Sammy and Cody.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Finish your story.
Me?
Endure. Survive.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
Finish your story. Yeah, that's what Cody said. Finish your story.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so
Now,
good.
now this is my question. Do you want it to be a traditional WrestleMania triple threat match, or do you rather it be a singles match, like the way we're seeing this Saturday is actually Elimination Chamber?
Yo, can I just tell you that I'm having such a great time talking about wrestling today. I don't know why. It's even more fun for me right now in this moment because you asked me that question. I got all excited.
Because you're WrestleMania season.
Pat, this is what tonight's episode was about. Was about feeling involved and being excited, and unfortunately, how AEW does not bring that excitement.
No, they don't bring it.
And we
WWE
tried.
does.
And we tried. And
I was trying.
As fans, if whoever's watching out there, you come across this, 3 fans didn't enjoy tonight's show.
It was not good.
We mean that wholeheartedly. We didn't enjoy it. We
No.
want to, but we just didn't.
And I watch a lot of really bad shit.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of shit that's not that great.
We know you guys can do well, so do well by us and put some good stuff out there for us to talk about. Talk good about.
So
Like Sami Zayn and Cody
I
Rhodes.
think here's what I think is happening. I think that It's not a Daniel Bryan situation. It's not even yet a Kofi situation. But I think what they're doing is they're giving it the chance to become that. And I think that I don't think it is. Like if I was watching the Cody and Sammy promo, I would have said to and like I was making the decision, I was Triple H, whatever, I would have said, you know what? That was a goddamn great promo. But that was not a Daniel Bryan is now in the main event of WrestleMania promo. And you know what, dude? And it goes back to what I was saying last week. When Sami Zayn, he's doing the hoodie gimmick now. He's like skulking about. When he first debuted that and he first got the jump on Roman and challenged Roman, he had the chance to make an Austin 316 moment. He had a chance to become Daniel Bryan, but it did not happen. And everyone loves him, and it's still right there. It's still right there, and it's still so good. But I don't think, personally, that it is a fans need him in the main event situation.
I'm gonna disagree, Pat, and I'm gonna go back to my way of saying that they love to rewrite stories and history and just put
it's an homage.
Characters in different situations that are very comparable to things happened in the past. So for I'm gonna say 2007, Mania 23, right? So leading up to that, the road to that WrestleMania 23, Shawn Michaels was just in dire stress. Everything was just eating at him. He wasn't the Heartbreak Kid anymore. He just lost everything.
Lost a smile again.
He lost the smile again. He just wasn't HBK, right? So it's like he has to find himself, and the way by doing that was by going to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So he goes and he does that. He goes into the Rumble, and he's the last one in there with Taker. What happens? Well, up and over, he gets eliminated. Now, the weeks leading into it, every promo just delivered and delivered and delivered. And when he was finally given the opportunity, that promo sold that match that everybody wanted and anticipated. So I do think there is still time. I'm not comparing Sammy and Shawn, but I am saying that there is a window, there is opportunity, and there is someone, that someone being Sammy, who can deliver. The emotion is riding high on this Saturday. And whatever culminates after that bell is going to be make or break for Sammy when it comes Monday or Friday to deliver that promo. Because now we're really on the road to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? After Sunday is the last exit. Now it's all right. Gas
I
tank is
just
full.
don't see it.
Gas tank is full, and now we got to go all the way out.
I don't
think he's done with the title picture.
Ugh.
This is too stupid of them to just leave sitting.
Brian,
unless Cody's gonna lose at Mania and this Sammy and Roman run it back, it's stupid for them just to leave this like this.
I agree with you to a certain extent, because I think that Sammy's going to lose at Elimination Chamber, but be over. Like he's gonna be like the crowd's gonna hate it. But the Usos are gonna fuck it up for him, and then Kevin's gonna make the save, and it'll be Kevin and Sammy versus the Usos at Mania.
I like that, Brian.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
And Cody's promo with Sammy made it like secured that it's going to be a singles match for Mania, I think.
So what? That leaves you for the pay-per-view after Mania to have Cody and Sammy, because obviously Roman's written off.
Well, I think
Roman will be gone.
God.
Yeah.
See, I don't even want Cody to beat Roman.
I mean, he possibly won't. I don't know.
Because then who's the challenger for Cody then?
Sammy.
Oh,
wow. That promo opened that door, and it's like we're not going to go down that avenue now.
But you know what? I didn't. I guess I did like Sami Zayn. I was gonna say Sami Zayn didn't blow me away, but I guess he did. He's like, I don't know.
I got chills for it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. It was good. He's got a little Foley in him.
Give it time, guys. I'm telling you. This is a flower that you want. Listen, when you go and you plant a sunflower, that is one of the most beautiful flowers to watch blossom. I'm being serious.
He's a plant.
They go upwards of 7 to 9 feet tall sometimes, all depending on how you allow them to flourish.
Wow.
This is that category of flourish. Allow the man
Flourish
to
or
go.
flush? All right, without further ado, thanks for sticking with us. We're going to run through this. Elimination Chamber, DraftKings pool, free
Yes,
to enter.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
I'm
Let's
ready.
do it.
Who will win? A.
Austin Theory.
Well, no, it's who will win. Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, no declared winner.
Ooh.
Roman Reigns.
Yo, I want Sami to win.
Oh.
I want
Damn.
Sami to win. I want them to have
No
to put
declared
grease.
winner.
I want them to put grease on the traffic poles in Montreal because Sami Zayn's going to win and the fucking citizens are going to storm the streets, climb the traffic poles.
No declared winner kind of would set up the triple threat for Sammy and Cody.
I'm going
Like,
Roman. I'm going
I think
Roman 100%.
I'm going Roman. I think.
I think Sammy's gonna beat the living shit out of him, but Roman's gonna come out on top.
Right. Usos are going to make the
unless it's
bloodline's going to come together.
DQ, your winner as of disqualification, Sami Zayn.
Yo, imagine he just like beats the crap out of him with a chair.
Yo, I
'cause
would
he can't
love
pin him.
for Sammy to just win. I want to see some shit like that happen, but I mean that's crazy. All right, so
That
we're
would
going
be
Roman.
great.
Okay,
I think
what's
we
next?
should go Roman.
Okay, how will the match end? Pinfall, submission, DQ, other.
DQ.
See, I'm thinking other. I'm thinking Sammy gets the front face choke on Sammy and Sammy passes out.
It's a way of submission.
I think they do the Austin.
I think he's going to pin him.
He
But
didn't tap out.
Why do you say DQ, Sean?
I say DQ because I think like what Brian said, I think the Usos are gonna get involved. I think KO is gonna get involved in that, and it's gonna lead into that match.
But if it's just a DQ, then he would still want his title match and not so much a tag title.
Well, if it was
shot.
a DQ, then Sammy would win. We just said that Roman's going to win.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's right.
he-
Yeah,
he
so
would
then
win, but not
somebody'd
win the
have to hit
title.
somebody'd have to hit Sammy.
No, somebody
Maybe
would have to hit Roman for Roman to win.
Right.
Right. So maybe KO hits him with a chair by mistake.
You know what? I'm going pinfall.
Pinfall Roman.
I'm going pinfall Roman. Spear 1, 2, 3. Whatever happens,
Okay.
something. Spear 1, 2, 3.
This is good. This is fun.
Like maybe like a you'll have to kill me. Like I loved you. You know. Maybe
Do you
like
think
on your knees,
handcuffs are gonna be involved again?
Oh, of course. You know he loves swirling around, but it's gonna be like I loved you. I never wanted to. No, and then he'd be like, stay down. And then Sammy's gonna be like, Roman, thank
See, but
you.
I'm kind
Thank
of thinking
you,
about
Roman.
it. He told the Usos to stay home. So if they come and kind of like
No,
fuck
stay
it up-
home on SmackDown. Stay home on SmackDown.
Stay home this Friday.
Oh, Friday. I forgot about the go home show.
They're in Montreal this Friday too.
Right.
Hey, will Sami Zayn hit an avalanche exploder suplex on Roman Reigns?
No, hell no. Roman's not taking that before Mania.
Brian?
I think yes. I think he's going to do it in Montreal.
I mean, he's got to hit the Blue Thunder bomb, right?
That's happening. He's gonna hit the Haluva, Blue Thunder, go for the pin, 2 count.
They're definitely doing an avalanche, and he's going to come so
No,
close.
an
so many
avalanche
times.
exploder suplex is like from the top rope, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. That's
Yeah,
not,
yeah. It's a superplex.
Yeah, there's no way he's hitting it. Maybe if you had said regular exploder, because isn't an exploder like a head and
Into the-
arm?
Yeah, it's into the corner.
Yeah, but isn't avalanche up from? Doesn't avalanche mean from like the top or middle rope?
Isn't it kind of like a Spanish fly?
No.
Where
No,
they
it's
do
like a
this?
head and arm plex.
It's like a lock. It's like
It's like a lock.
Lock the head, you lock the leg, you pick them up, boom. Roman's not
Gotcha.
taking that shit.
Yeah, I'm going no. You convinced me, Sean. Will Jey Uso interfere in the match?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. If Jey interferes, who will he support?
Roman Reigns.
Or Sami Zayn, or both?
Is both a choice?
Both is a choice.
Oh, pieces of shit.
Roman Reigns all day.
What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think that he's gonna pretend to like come out and pretend to come out and help Sami Zayn.
There's going to be a choice, and
turn
he's
on
going to make a
Sami.
choice to turn on.
Yep.
I think he's gonna help Roman.
All right.
Not both.
Do you guys have any interest in both?
A little bit, but not enough to make me go that way.
All right. Who, if anyone, will physically assist Sammy in the match? Jay Uso, Montez Ford, Kevin Owens.
Montez Ford.
Definitely, I think that Jay is going to come out, pretend to help Sammy, and then turn on him, and then Kevin will come out eventually to help Sammy.
I agree.
Yes, definitely KO.
Definitely a KO.
Who, if anyone, will physically assist Roman in the match? Jimmy Uso. Now wait, which one is Jimmy and which one is Jay? Who's the one who walked off?
Jay is the shorter haircut.
And he's the one who walked off.
Yes.
But then he came back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, he came back to help his brother.
rafters.
He came to help his brother Jimmy.
So who's going to physically assist Roman? Is it Jimmy, Solo, or Paul?
Paul.
And all three is not an option.
All.
Or are you saying Paul or all?
Paul. Paul.
All right, Brian, what do you think? Jimmy, Solo, or Paul?
Fuck, and then all is not an option, right? It's just the three options.
No, Paul is, but all is not.
Fuck. So I'm gonna. If they give the three, they don't even give Jay. So I'm gonna say Solo.
I mean, I want to go Jimmy.
I think personally all three are gonna get involved, but definitely Solo.
Pat, can you repeat the question again?
Who, if anyone, will physically assist Roman Reigns in the match? Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman.
So let's emphasize the word physically. Who
Right.
is the most physical out of all of those?
I think Solo is a stone cold killer.
Spike.
Yeah. So let's
But
go
the
Solo.
thing is, if Jay is going to come out, then Jimmy's going to be out.
I think all of them are gonna be out. So I think that
All right, let's go Solo. We all said Solo right there in that moment. Which objects will be used during or after the match?
Chair.
handcuffs.
Okay, so those are the four choices: chair, handcuffs, both, or neither.
Belt.
Both.
Oh, both.
I'm gonna go.
100%.
I want to go neither.
No, they're gonna do the same
Really?
setup.
I want to go crazy and go neither.
They gotta do the same setup.
I think they're gonna do the same setup, and then when they have him on the handcuffs, is when KO comes out.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think. Oh yeah. Okay, both. Fine. You convinced me. How many titles will Roman Reigns have at the end of Elimination Chamber?
2.
0, 1, or 2?
2.
Brian?
Two. It's for both of them, so he's either gonna have both or none. So I go 2.
Yo, so we went like classic style here, basically. We went, who will win? Roman. How will the match end? Pinfall. Will Sammy hit the Avalanche Exploder? No. Will Jay interfere? Yes. If Jay interferes, who will he support? Roman. If anyone will physically assist Sammy in the match, who will it be? Kevin. If anyone will physically assist Roman, who will it be? Solo. Which objects? Handcuffs and chair. And will Roman, how many titles? 2.
I think that sounds solid.
I feel like there's got to be one thing in here that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what are they going to give $1 to 1,000? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what if it's not Solo and it's Paul?
It's not going to be Paul. There's no way it's going to be Paul.
Paul's the reason why he won the title in the Rumble.
Nah, if anything, it's going to be Jimmy. If anything, that answer that
it
question
says
is Jimmy.
physical, so it's gonna have to be someone punching.
That's what I'm saying.
Zayn.
Like.
What if Paul Heyman kicks Shmuley in the nuts?
Well, I could see a foot grab, but I just think that I think
true.
that even if Paul Heyman grabs a foot, I think that either Solo or Jimmy is probably going to get involved.
I'm pumped, bro. I can't wait to watch Saturday. Where are you guys watching?
When do you have to? Is there like a deadline that you have to put in the answers, or can
I
you
have
watch
submitted
SmackDown first?
You know what? I think we could change it after Friday.
Okay, so because SmackDown might be telling. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Pat,
yeah,
where you watching? Where are you watching this Saturday?
Oh, I'll probably watch it at my girls. I'm going to be hanging out. I'm actually starting at a restaurant tomorrow, so I'm probably going to be working through the weekend as a waiter in this restaurant.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I'm miserable about it, but you know, whatever.
Is it delicious food?
Oh yeah, it's really good food. Owners seem cool.
What kind of food is it?
It's a delicious Italian food, like brick oven pizza type situation.
Ooh, very nice.
You know, how hard is it? I
Yeah.
could take a pizza order. You know, I
I'm
could take a
just gonna.
fancy pizza order.
I think
Who is
Brian and
pizza?
Brian and I should pop up like the guy from Sesame Street who always gets his food.
Mm.
Waiter,
Yo,
waiter.
one day.
Where's
Well, you know,
my
maybe not on my
food?
first day, but you know, we'll have a pizza
No,
party.
no.
No, definitely your first day.
All right, hey,
That's
yo, thanks so much for watching, everybody. It's a late night. We're having a great time. Yeah, Joe, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing
Boulevard
this. We're gonna be doing this live every week, right? Starting next Monday. We're probably gonna do Raw recap.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing a Raw recap. I'm wondering if we're gonna do it on a YouTube or Instagram, but I can't really think right now.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I gotta pee. You guys say goodbye to our adoring public.
Buenos
Love y'all.
nachos.
Love y'all. Next
Thank you
Tuesday.
so much.
Back to our regularly programmed material next Tuesday.
Yes, next week, 7 o'clock on Tuesday and 8 o'clock on Twitch. Rest in peace. Good night. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Out of time. Bye-bye.
Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.